waking up to like a really dark figure in that space between our beds, and he was attacking my companion. And then I remember just screaming as soon as I actually registered what was happening. And then our attacker came and attacked me in my bed. And it just kind of followed into this 15-minute struggle of us wrestling with and fighting this man in the dark. And so I remember at one point in the attack, the man was on my companion. I went and like punched him really hard. I was really proud of it. But then he came on me and started to pin me to the floor. And she went into the other room. Yelled after her. I was like, "Where are you going?" You're like, "Why are you leaving me?" Because 'Cause we've been doing pretty good, 2-on-1, but I knew if she left, I wasn't gonna be able to take him by myself. I yelled after her, like, "Where are you going?" And she just responded, "I'm gonna go pray." So she went and she was able to kneel down and say a prayer. I just remember screaming at the top of my lungs the simplest prayers I've ever said in my entire life. I was just simply screaming Heavenly Father's name and praying that he would be aware of us and he would hear us and he would see us. In that moment, I think our attack changed and that became like my sacred grove. Right? Like I didn't see God and Jesus Christ, but I felt them with me so strongly. And I knew that we could be okay. I was able to get my hand on the knife with our attacker. And I remember we were standing facing each other in my apartment, kind of by our front door. And we were holding the knife together, like right here above my head. And he was trying to push it down into my head, and I was trying to push it away from my head. And then here I was standing next to him, and I felt very powerful. I felt the power of angels standing with me, and I felt the power that I knew I had done everything I could, and that if this was the time that I was gonna die, I felt like I could really see Heavenly Father right there before me, and I was like, "If it's my time to go to you, that's okay." We stood there for a moment, and we were just telling him to give us the knife, and eventually, I think we, like, pulled it away. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I fell to the ground, and he just stood there looking at me, looking at my companion, and we just told him, like, "You've done enough. Look at what you've done." I just truly begging him to leave. And all of a sudden, his face that had been so scary just wiped. And he turned around and he walked out the door and he left. I saw so clearly what Jesus Christ had suffered for me. I saw just a little bit of what real blood and real pain is like. I understood a little bit more how much Christ loves us to suffer that and how much Heavenly Father loves us to give Jesus Christ to us to suffer that. And because of that love, I was like, "How could I not go back and serve?" After seeing everything he'd done for me, every way that he healed me, like, I would be the most ungrateful soul if I didn't go and spend every single second without ceasing testifying of Jesus Christ. And so that's what drives me. That's what drove me, like, through my whole mission was just the chance that I would be able to share with someone the experiences that Christ gave me.